Hello? Yes, yeah.
Yes, sir.
PPT is visible, Amma.
Yes, sir.
Madam has some problem, Amma, so I'm continuing the same class.
Okay, sir.
Continuation to the previous class. In previous class, we had discussed about some some program. So write a Python program to accept age from the user and display the results. So this already we have discussed in previous class. So in a similar fashion, we are going to discuss some other program. So here the program is write a Python program to accept 3 subject marks and calculate the total marks and the average marks, and we need to display the results. So let us assume there are 3 subjects in a given semester. Let us assume there are 3 subjects. So for the 3 subjects, for these 3 subjects, we need to calculate the average, we need to calculate the total marks, and we need to calculate the average marks, and we need to display the results. So this is a program. One minute, no? Wait for 1 minute. So let us assume there are 3 subjects in a semester. So what are the 3 subjects? So here we need to calculate the total marks for the semester, and we need to calculate the average marks, and we need to display the results. So here for that to calculate that, so here I am assuming the logic as, so here average. So if here if the average of the 3 subjects, or the average of the subjects is greater than 60 or greater than or equal to 60, we need to assume it as a first class. And if the average is between 50 to 59, we need to print it as a second class. If the average is from 35 to 49, because 35 is the minimum marks to pass the subject. If the marks are between 35 to 49, we need to print it as a third class. And if the average is less than 35, we need to print it as a fail. So like this, first we need to develop some logic. So for the same logic, we need to write a Python code. Hello?
Sir.
Voice is not audible, Amma?
Audible, sir.
Okay. 433, not audible in message. If any problem, you inform me, Amma. See here?
Okay.
Okay. So this is a logic. For this logic, we need to write a Python program. So to write a Python program, so here we need to assume the 3 subject marks. So here the first subject is, let us assume it is M1 equal to, so here the marks may be in terms of like this 36.5, awesome, 39.5, awesome, 40.5 also. So due to that, here we are assuming the float. So M1 equal to float of input of enter first subject marks. The first subject is M1. Let us assume it is M1. Here M1 is a variable to store the first subject marks. Next, second subject is, let us assume second variable M2. So M2 equal to float of input of enter M2 marks. Next, third subject is, let us assume a variable M3. M3 equal to float of input of enter the third subject marks also. So here after entering the 3 subjects, here we are calculating the total marks. Total marks equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3, and average marks. Average marks equal to total marks by 3, because there are 3 subjects. Next, so here the logic is, if M1 is less than 35, or M2 is less than 35, or M3 is less than 35. So RR means, so we need to add all the subjects. If M1 is less than 35, it is fail. Or M2 is less than 35, it is fail. and M3 is less than 35, it is fail. So here, because all are the fails only. So fail means 0, 0, 0. So here if you add all zeros, we may have the 0 only. Therefore, it is fail only. So using the same logic, we need to print result is fail. If 35 is less than, if M1 is less than 35 or M2 is less than 35 or M3 is less than 35, then we need to print it as a, the result is fail. Next, if any subject, let us assume M1 is less than 35, M2 greater than 35, M3 greater than 35, then we need to print it as a fail only. Because if we fail in one subject, it is fail only. Next, if average marks greater than or equal to 60. If the average marks greater than or equal to 60, we need to print the result as a first class. If average marks greater than or equal to 50. 50 means it is from 50 to 59. We need to print the result as a second class. Else, print result is third class. So like this, we need to write a program. So please, all of you please write the program. Please note the program. All of you please note the program. I will check using the Python ideally. You please write the written part completely. Or you complete the written part. So we need to assume the three subjects. The three subjects are M1, M2, M3. Enter the marks for the three subjects. Then we need to calculate the average. To calculate the average, first we calculate the total marks of the three subjects. So the total marks is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3, and the average marks equal to total marks by 3. Then now, if M1 is less than 35, or M2 less than 35, or M3 less than 35, so print result is failed. If the average marks, if average marks greater than or equal to 60, if the average marks greater than or equal to 60, we need to print the result is first class. If the average marks greater than or equal to 50, 50 means from 50 to 59, the result is second class. Else, print result is third class. So result is third class means the marks are from 35 to 49. So this is the logic to write the to print the marks of a three subjects. Next, so here if M1 is greater than 35, suppose here I'm writing, if M1 is, I got the marks in M1 is 45, then M2 equal to some 30, then M3 equal to again some 60. So here it is pass, it will is fail, again third one is pass. So like that it will print the result. So if the marks are less than 35, it will print as a fail. If the marks are above 45, so here the marks are above 45, but it is in the range of third class. So it is the third class, it is the first class. These are the marks. So here we will calculate the second class, first class, or third class by using the average marks, by using the average of the three subjects marks. So if the three subject marks are greater than or equal to 60, it is first class. Then average marks are greater than or equal to 50, it is second class. If the average marks are greater than or equal to 35 to 49, it is a third class. So this is a logic. Then we will run the program using the Python ideally. Let us open the Python. So here I am sharing the program. Is it visible, Amma?
Yes, sir.
So this is a program. So here M1 equal to a float of input of enter the M1 marks. M2 equal to float of input of enter M2 marks. M3 equal to float of input of enter M3 marks. We need to calculate the total marks. Then average marks equal to total marks by 3. If M1 less than 35 or M2 less than 35 or M3 less than 35, we need to print the result as a fail. If average marks greater than or equal to 60, then we need to print it as a first class. If average marks greater than or equal to 50, we need to print it as a second class. Else print result is third class. So just run the program using the run module. And again, I am sharing the after run module. So here we need to enter the marks. So here I am entering the marks. M1 marks as a 50. Then I am entering the M2 marks as a suppose some 55. And I am entering the marks M3 marks as a some 58. Just enter. So the result is second class. So here the average of the three, it will calculate the average of three subjects, 50 plus 55 plus 58 by 3. So here the average, if the average is between 50 to 59, so here it is. So are you visible? Are you able to visible Amma? This one result.
No, sir.
Result.
No, sir.
Share.
Completed, sir. Result.
Now, can you see Amma?
Yes, sir.
So this is the result, Amma. Now I want to run again. I'm running the program. If I run the program once again, so here we need to enter the other marks. So here I'm entering M1 marks as 69. Let us assume 69, or M2 marks as some 75, and M3 marks as some 80. So here I got the marks as 69, 75, and 80. So for these three, I need to find whether it is first class, second class, or third class like that. So it is a first class. Again, I will run program. So here I am entering M1 as some 25 marks. Then M2 as suppose some 50 marks, and M3 as some 58 marks. Then if I enter, the result is failed because in M1 the marks are less than 35. When the marks are less than 35, if we fail in any subject, the result will be final result will be fail only. Then similarly, we can find for the third class also. Again, to run the program once again. So here I am entering some 35 for M1 marks, some 37 for M2, some 39 for the M3. Just enter. The result is third class. So like this, we can find the marks, average marks for any subject, for a number of subjects also. Can see the program. Yes, any doubts in the program? Yes, any doubts? Next, we'll see the another program. So example is accept Python subject marks from the student. Then if the marks are more than 100, then we need to give the grading. Depending upon the marks, we need to display the grading of the subject. So to display the gradings, so here the data given is if the marks are more than 100, if the marks are more than 100, then we need to display, dear student, please enter marks less than or equal to 100, because maximum marks are 100 in any subject. Then second one, if marks are exactly 100, then we need to display the result as a grade A plus plus. Then if the marks are between 90 to 99, the grade is A plus. If the marks are between 80 to 89, the grade is B plus. If the marks are between 70 to 79, we need to display the grade as B. If the marks are between 60 to 69, we need to display the grade as a C plus. 50 to 59, then the grade is C. If the marks are
Sir,
between
PPT, sir. Previous PPT only we can.
previous PPT,
అదే వస్తుంది సార్. ప్రీవియస్ PPT 35 మార్క్స్ అదే వస్తుంది.
PPT ఇప్పుడు డిస్ప్లే అవుతుందా మీకు?
అవును సార్, మీరు చెప్తే డిస్ప్లే అవ్వట్లేదు, ఇందాక చెప్పిన డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది.
1 minute, again I'm sharing. Now check.
ఇప్పుడు డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది సార్.
So this is another program. Here we need to display the, depending upon marks, we need to display the grade of a particular subject. So here let us assume a subject as a Python subject. For Python subject, we need to display the grade. So here we are calculating the, or we are displaying the grade for a single subject. If you know how to display the grades of a single subject, similarly we can extend to the all subjects. So here first of all we need to accept the subject marks. So here we need to accept the subject marks from the student. So here the Python subject, I am assuming Python subject. Here if the marks are more than 100, then we need to display, dear student, please enter marks less than or equal to 100, because the maximum marks in the subject is 100. So we cannot enter the marks more than 100. Second one, we need to display the grades. If the marks are 100, we need to display the grade as A plus. If the marks are 100, we need to display the grade as A plus. If the marks are between 90 to 99, we need to print the grade as A plus. If the marks are between 80 to 89, the grade is B plus. If the marks are between 70 to 79, the grade is B. If the marks are between 60 to 69, then the grade is C plus. Then if the marks are between 50 to 59, the grade is C. Then 40 to 49, we need to print as a just pass. You are just pass class. Then if the marks are below 40, then we need to display, dear student, you are failed. So this is the problem given. So for this problem, we need to write a Python code. Please note the given example. Please note the given example first, then we will go to the program. Please, all of you, please note the program. Just all of you, please note the program fast, right? Yes, completed.
నో సార్.
Anybody want to discuss? You can discuss in the chat bar. You can discuss in chat.
Sir, completed.
Okay, right. So we'll go to the program. So this is a program. So here we need to write a program for the same logic. So here the marks are, we need to enter the marks by using the input. So marks equal to, marks is a variable. So marks equal to int of input of, please enter your marks of Python subject, because we are entering the, or we are finding the grades for Python subject. Therefore, please enter your marks of Python subject. Then if marks greater than 100, if marks greater than 100, we need to print as a print, dear student, please enter marks less than or equal to 100, because max marks equal to 100. Then elif marks is equal to 100. If marks equal to 100, print, dear student, your grade is A++. Grade is A++. 1 minute. Okay, hello. Yes, sorry, Amma. So here, if marks equal to 100, then we need to print, dear student, your grade is A plus plus. Elif, marks greater than or equal to 19 and marks less than 99. And the range is, because here the range is from 90 to 99. Dear student, print, dear student, your grade is A plus. Elif, marks greater than or equal to 80 and marks less than or equal to 89. Print, dear student, your grade is B plus. Elif, marks greater than, here the marks is every time, the marks is a variable. Elif, marks greater than or equal to 70 and marks less than or equal to 79. We need to print the dear student, your grade is B. Then here if the marks is Elif, marks greater than or equal to 60 and marks less than or equal to 69. Print, dear student, your grade is C plus. Next, Elif, marks greater than or equal to 50 and marks less than or equal to 59. Here we need to print the dear student, your grade is C. Elif, marks greater than or equal to 40 and marks less than or equal to 49. Print, dear student, you are just passed. Else, print, dear student, you are failed. If the marks are below 40, we need to print, dear student, you are failed. So this is a program for the given problem. You please, all of you, please note the program, or I will open the Python ideally to note the program. Just wait. Here,
Sir,
program connection.
it's visible, sir.
So this is a program. All of you please note the program. So marks equal to int of input of, please enter your marks of Python subject. If marks greater than 100, we need to print it as a, dear student, your grade is A plus plus. So please note the program. Yes, all of you please note the program. Yes, all of you please note the program. We'll run program. If it is completed, we will run the program. So depending upon the marks, we need to give the grades A++, A+, B+, B, C+, C, then just pass class and fail. So there are different grades for the different marks. So here after each and every one, each and every place. So after the if we need to provide some indentation. Then elif, after elif, we need to provide some indentation. So everywhere there is some indentation. And all the if conditions should be ended with a colon here. Here elif colon and here also colon. Elif is colon, elif colon. Everywhere there is some colon. CR completed, Amma? CR
Completed.
completed, huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Completed, Amma, right on?
Yes, sir.
For the end of the class, for every class, you need to stay up to 30 minutes. Otherwise, we'll put the option. So people are just logging and they are staying up to 2-3 minutes like that. So if you continue like that, we'll put option number completely. You should be there at least 30 minutes to get the attendance. So here, just run the program using run module. So here, if you run the module, if you run the program, we'll have some run module answer will be there. So just here I'm sharing the new one. Yes, is it visible? So please enter your marks of Python subject. So based on the marks, we can have the grade. So here I'm entering first. I'm entering 110, 110. So here if I enter 110, the result is, dear student, please enter marks less than or equal to 100 because max marks is 100 only. Then again, you run the program second time. So if you run the program second time, then again we need to enter the marks as 100. So here if I enter the marks 100, the dear student, your grade is A++. Then again run the program. Then so here I am entering some 96. For 96, your grade is A+. Just again run the program. Now enter the 86. If I enter 86, the grade is B+. Or we can have some other grade also. A is also there. A++, A. So just I am entering some randomly. Again run the program. Just enter the marks as some 68. If I enter 68, the grade is C+. So you check the grade each and every time. You check the grade. Then again run the module. Then now enter the marks as some 54. So your grade is C. Next again run the module. Just enter the marks as some 43. If I enter 43, dear student, you are just passed. Again run the module. Run the module, then enter the marks as some 35. So here if I enter 35, dear student, you are failed. So like this, we can print based upon the marks or based on the given range, we can print the grade of a particular marks. Yes, any doubts? Any doubts in the program? Who is this Ganesh Dharawat? Ganesh. So please log in with your roll number. Next. We'll go for the next program. Yes, is it visible, Amma? Here.
Yes, sir.
Next one. So nested if else statement. Nested if else statement. So first, what is the nested if else? Then what is the syntax? Then we'll go for the programs. So implementing simple if statement within the if statement within the if is known as a nested if. If else statement within the if else, we can call it as a nested if. Okay, implementing simple if within a simple if, or if else within the simple if is known as a nested if. Suppose some if statement is there, within the if statement again I am writing the some other if statement, that is known as a nested if. So nested if means nested if else statements are used to check the condition 2 if condition 1 is true. If condition 1 is true, then it will check the condition true. Similarly, it will check the condition 3 if condition 2 is true. If condition 2 is suppose if condition 2 is condition 1 is false, then directly it will pick from the nested loop and print the else statement. Suppose here, see the syntax. If condition 1, the statements to be executed if condition 1 is true. Statement is executed if condition 1 is true. So here it is true. If first statement is true, then it will go to the second condition. Then otherwise it will go to the directly from statement 1. If here this condition 1 is true, directly it will come to the else and it will print the else. If condition 1 is true, then it will come to the next condition, condition 2. The statements to be executed if condition 2 is true. Else the statements to be executed if condition 2 is false. Therefore, if these two are false, then directly it will come to the else. It will print it as the statement to be executed if condition 1 is false, like this. So if the previous conditions are false, then directly it will come to the end and it will print the else statement. Or if condition 1 is true, then it will execute, it will go to the 2 and it will execute 2. Then if it is true, again it will come to the 3, like that. So we can, like that, we can write the number of if statements within a if. Please note the syntax. Syntax of nested if else.
Sir, it can't visible, sir.
Unvisible.
Sir, if marks 50 and if marks 59 అదే వస్తుంది సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఓకే సార్.
Nested if else statement. Implementing simple if within simple if. If else within simple if is known as a nested if statement. Write the syntax for the nested if else. If condition 1, the statement to be executed if condition 1 is true. If condition 2, the statement to be executed if condition 2 is true. Otherwise, go to the else. Else, the statements to be executed if condition 2 is false. Else, the statement to be executed if condition 1 is false. Write the syntax. Please note the syntax. So please note the syntax. Share completed.
Completed, sir.
Next, just we'll see the program. One program for the nested if else statement. So here implement I and j by using nested if. So it is just like comparison, whether I is greater or j is greater or I equal to j, like that. So you need to compare the I and j. So by using nested if else statement. By using the nested if else statement. So here to compare the two integers. So here I am assuming two variables. Two variables, I is one variable and j is one variable. I is the one variable and j is the other variable. So here let us assume I equal to int of input of enter I value. I equal to int of input of enter I value. Then j is a variable. J equal to int of input of enter j value. So now, so after entering the two values, we need to compare the I and j. If I greater than j, if I greater than j, then print I is greater than j. Else, if j greater than I, if j greater than I, or here we can write I less than j also. Print j is greater than I. J is greater than I. Else we need to print that I is equal to j. So this is a simple program. So here we can write this program in different ways. Here we can write the program in different ways. So this is the one way to write the program. So please note the program. Just comparison of the comparison of two variables. So if is there, so within if again we have another if statement. Within if we have another if statement. If is there, if it is correct, it will print the I is greater than j. Then again we need to compare this one. So within if we have the another if statements. So this is within if we have another if. Therefore, the statement is known as the condition is known as a nested if else statement. Nested if else statement. So the same program, the same comparison we can do. We can write a program in different ways. We can write the same program in different ways. You please note the program. Enter the two variables I and j. If I greater than j, print I is greater than j. Else, if I j greater than I, print j is greater than I. Else, print I is equal to j. Because here we have the three comparison statements. One is greater, another one is less, third one is equal to. Yes, everyone completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma, we will check using Python ideally. Yes, is it visible, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Now check the program. I equal to int of input of enter I value. J equal to int of input of enter j value. If j greater I greater than j, print I is greater than j. Else. So within that else we have again if else is there. Within else we have if else is there. Because within the else statement or if statement we have if else. This is known as a nested if else statement. Nested if else statement. Else if j greater than I, print j is greater than I. Else print I is equal to j. This is a simple logic. So if you have run the module, so here if you run the module, we need to enter the value. So I am sharing the answer of that one. Okay, here we need to enter the I value. So I value, let us assume it is 25. I value is 25. Then enter the j value. J value is, so I am entering 20. So here I is greater than j. So then it will print as I is greater than j. Again, next one, run the program again. If you run the program again, now again I need to print the I value. I value is, let us assume it is 20, and j value is I am taking 30. Just enter. So here j is greater than I. This is the second condition. So third condition is to check the third condition again. Run the module. If you run the module, enter I value. I value is some 50. J value is again some 50. Run the module. I is equal to j. So in this way we can run the program and we can check the different values. We can compare the different values. So this is one way of writing the program. So now I am sharing the other program. Same as this. we have other program. We'll see that program also. Next, see the program. Is it visible, Amma? Program is visible.
Sir?
Program visible or not, Amma?
Yes, sir.
I code is another way of comparison of the two programs and two values. So let us if I equal to int of input of enter I value, j equal to int of input of enter j value. If I is equal to j, if I is equal to j, then print I is equal to j. So in previous comparison, just here we have written some if I is greater than j. Now, so second way of writing the program. If I is equal to j, then print I is equal to j. Else if j greater than I, print j is greater than I. Else we need to print I is greater than j. So this is another way of writing the same program. So the same program can be written in different ways. So this is a second method to write the to compare the two values. Yes, please note the program. First, I am writing the equal to statement. If I is equal to j, then print I is equal to j. Then else if j greater than I, then print j is greater than I. Else print I is greater than j. So here, if you observe the indentation, so here after if here we have only one indentation. Again in if after the if statement we have else. In else again I am writing the same if statement, if else statement. So here again after else I am writing the indentation. So here we have two indentations. So you check 1, 2. So here I have the two indentations. First tab, second tab. Okay, because the if else statement is within the if else, because it is a nested if. So here we require two indentations. So whereas in the first one, here we require only one indentation, one space here. So here we require two spaces because we are writing the nested if else. Yes, please complete the program fastly. Okay, just run the module. So there is some indentation problem here. One. Now, enter the values. Share in again this one. Okay, is it visible, Amma? Now I need to enter the value as 20, I value as 20. Again, enter the value of 20. So I is equal to J. Again, I need to run the program. Run the program. So run the program. So here I'm entering some 45. I value 45. J value is 50. Compare the two values. J is greater than I. Again, we need to run the program. Enter the I value. I value as 50. Then J value as 20. Enter. I is greater than J. So this is another way to write the program. Next, we have another way to write the program also. So I am opening some other program. Same program in with other logic. Yes, now it is visible, Amma. Is it visible? The same program with a different logic, with a different method. Is it visible? Share. Yes. Okay. Same. Let us assume the two variables I and J are the two variables. So here let us assume I equal to int of input of enter I value, J equal to int of input of enter J value. So here I am using the different logic. If J greater than I, if J greater than I, print J is greater than I. Else, if J is equal to I, print J is equal to I. Else, print J is greater than I. Sorry, not greater than I. J is less than I here. Third one is J is less than I. Is less than I. Yes, please go to the program and write. Please note the program. So let us enter the two variables I and J. Enter the I value and enter the J value. If J is greater than I, if J is greater than I, we need to print J is greater than I. Else, if J is equal to I, print J is equal to I. Else, print J is less than I. Else, print J is less than I. So this is another logic or another method to write to compare the two variables. This is another method to compare the two variables. Another method to compare the two variables. Please note the program. So all the other nested if else statements only. Nested if else statements. So within the if statement, within if else we have another if else statement. Within if else we have another if else. Yes, completed. This completed. Run the module.
Completed, sir.
If I run the module, again same comparison. We need to enter the I value, we need to enter the J value. If I is equal to J, we need to write, we need to print I is equal to J or J equal to I. If J is greater than I, we need to print J is greater than I, else print J is less than I. So just running the program, I'm sharing the program. So here enter the value as 50, I value is 50, then J value is some 60. So here J is greater than I. Next on the module again. So here I am entering 50, I value 50, J value is 50. Both are equal. J is equal to I. Third one, again run the program using run module. So here I value is 50, J value is 30. So J is less than I. So this is the third method to write the same program. Python. Next one, I'm going for the next one.
Sir, not visible, sir.
Wait. I'm sharing the program. Now is it visible, Amma?
No, sir.
Now you check.
Yes, sir.
The other program. Same program, Amma. Subjects marks, 3 subject marks using if else statement, nested if else statements. I'm directly sharing the program. Please wait. I'm sharing the program using Python IDE. Now, is it visible, Lama? Program in Python ideally?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Please go to the program names once again. Same, let us assume there are 3 subjects are there. So in previous one, we have written the program using the if else statement. If else statement. Now we can implement the same program using nested if else statement. So here let us assume the 3 subjects, enter the 3 subject marks. M1 equal to int of input of enter M1 marks and enter M2 marks, enter M3 marks. Next, if M1 less than 35 or M2 less than 35 or M3 less than 35, print the result is failed. We need to print the result is failed. Else just to compare the total, compare the previous logic and present logic. Else total marks equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3 and average marks equal to total marks by 3. If average marks greater than or equal to 60, print the result is first class. The result is first class. The result is first class. If average marks greater than or equal to 50, print the result is second class. Else print the result is third class. So you just compare the previous and present program. So in previous, the same we have written in different steps and different like more lines. Now using the nested if, we have restricted the program into ls lines compared to the if statement, else statement. So compared to the previous one, so here we have a less coding part. All of you please note the program using nested if else statement. The same program we have written using nested if else. All of you please note the program. Yes, is it clear? Is it completed?
Sir.
Clear? Net Clear?
Sir.
Rasala program?
Yes, sir.
Correct? Just I am running the program. Go to the run module and run the program. So here I am sharing the program. Is it visible, Amma? Enter M1 mark.
Visible.
Enter M1 marks. Now enter M1 marks. M1 marks is I am entering. First I am entering 35. I will enter the 35 like this, below 35. So it is I am entering 30. M2 marks also some 34 and M1 marks some 32. Failed. The result is failed. Next. Again run the program. Run module. Now enter the marks. So enter the marks is M1 marks as 35. I am entering M2 marks as some 65 and M2 marks as some 7. M3 as some 3. So it will calculate the average of 3 and gives the second class. So here it is 70 plus 35. It is 105. 105 plus 65. 170. 170 by 3. So what is the value of 170 by 3? So it is around 56 like that. Approximately some 56. So 56 is it is the second class only. Next again run the module. So enter the M1 marks. M1 marks is some 75. M2 marks is some 85 and M3 marks is let us assume 90. So it is a first class. Suppose if I fail in one subject, one of the subject, and if pass in 2 subjects. So here I am entering 30 in M1 marks. M2 is 75 and M3 I am entering 90. So it is fail only. The result is fail because if we fail in any of the subject, the result will be fail only. So the total result will be fail. So it is a simple logic to write the same program using nested if-else statements. Yes, now everybody is visible, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Next program is the swapping of 2 numbers. Swapping of 2 numbers. So let us assume there are 2 numbers. Assume that are 2 numbers. So here I'm assuming I'm writing the I'm assuming 2 numbers as 2 variables. Let us assume 2 variables. A is the one variable. A equal to int of input of enter a value. B is the int of input of enter B value. So here I need to write, suppose I am entering A equal to some 50.
I'm showing previous slide only.
Showing previous slide. Now?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes, now check.
Yes, sir.
So here it is swapping of 2 numbers. I need to swap the values of 2 numbers. To swap the values of 2 numbers. So first enter the a value A, a value B value. A and B are the 2 variables. A variable A equal to int of input of enter A value. B equal to int of input of enter B value. So here my value is A equal to 50 and B equal to 100. B equal to 100. So here after swapping, so here I need to have A equal to 100 and B is equal to 50. This is known as a swapping of the numbers. A becomes B and B becomes. So here to write the logic, here I am using A comma B, where A comma B are the two variables. A comma B is equal to B comma A. I'm writing the logic as A comma B equal to B comma A. Therefore, print after assigning the value or after writing the A comma B equal to B comma A, print A value is A, print B value is B. We need to print the A and B values. Or directly we can write print A comma B. Directly you can write the print A comma B. So this is a program. You please write the program. Note the program. Or wait for 1 minute. I'm going to the module program. Yes, program is available. Share.
Yes, sir.
Now you note the program. Swapping of two numbers. A equal to int of input of enter A value, enter A value. B equal to int of input of enter B value. Now the logic is A comma B equal to B comma A. Print A value is A. Again print B value is B. So after swapping, we need to write the values. We need to print the values. Or simply we can write print A comma B here. Print A comma B. Please note the program. All of you please note the program. Just don't talk. All of you in mute put. Okay. Yes, mute yourself. Anusha. Without Anusha, who is Anusha? Anusha,
సార్
ఎందుకు అన్మ్యూట్ చేస్తున్నావు?
సార్ నేను ఇప్పుడే జాయిన్ అయినా సార్ నా ఫోన్ కొంచెం ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఉంది.
ఇప్పుడు దాకా ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? జాయిన్ అయినప్పుడు మ్యూట్ పెట్టుకోవాల్సింది లేదా?
నాది ఫోన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ సార్, సిగ్నల్
మ్యూట్ పెట్టుకో. అక్కడ టీవీ సౌండ్ మాకు ప్లే చేయబడుతుంది. మ్యూట్. Okay. So run the program. I'm running the program. So I'm sharing that also. Kanvisnama, share.
Yes, sir.
So here I'm entering the A value. A value is 50. And I'm entering the B value. B value is 100. So now I want to swap the values. Just enter. A value is 100. B value is 50. So it is a simple logic to swap the two numbers. Yes, is it clear? Yes, anybody any doubt? Yes, any doubt?